Hey, what's up guys? This is Elkethus. Today I'm gonna show you how I build myself, what stat do I use, and what talent do I pick for each dungeon and raid. Um, this is not a professional setup. I want to tell you, this is the way I play. I don't follow any guide, so take this build as you want. You can copy it, try it yourself. If you don't like it, you don't have to follow me. I'm just a Totemic Resto Shaman, which are not common, so I figure I will make this video because a lot of you ask me for what my talent are, what do I build with. So today I will show you how I build myself. So let's begin with talent. So my talent build in general, for key, this is for key, not for raid. For key, it's generally like this, but the right tree, I don't touch it at all. I'm pretty happy on how it is. I don't feel the need to change anything so far. I've just been doing 10 and plus 11. I did not really push really high first week. I mean, it's okay, 10, 11, but I could have pushed higher, but I have less time on my hands, so that's what I did. I intend to push at least up to 16, 17, maybe plus 18. We'll see. Overall, but for now, I'm pretty satisfied with this. The middle tree, I keep it like this all the time. A lot of people use Oversurge, but I prefer using Amplification Core in the middle because you have an instant 3% more damage, which you contribute more to the Mythic plus DPS, and you have more healing overall. And over here, you have the healing, the Purge capacitor, or the supportive imbuement. I prefer supportive imbuement because it's basically another cooldown for you. Your healing stream totem do more healing. Your healing done do more healing. I feel it's more effective than this. The capacitor is really good for raid because people always stand in your healing range, or people are more in melee. There's less moving around, etc. The left tree, it's where it's at. It's where I move stuff around depending on the dungeon, because yes, I move stuff around, but not much. It's just little change. So you can copy it ish, and I will tell for each dungeon what I use and why. So this will help you make decision. And this might change over time. I might use different build on the left side, but for now it is how it is. The only thing I would suggest if you're a Totemic Shaman and you have no choice to use that, because Totemic Shaman is all about totem, this. Totemic protection, you need this. I know it seems like, why would I want to move my totem around? Well, moving your spiritling around is useful. Moving your healing rain is useful, because we keep moving all the time in key, and moving your stun totem if you misplace it is good. And the slow totem as well, the heartbind, to move it around. So make sure to use that with those that I saw the video with the macro. It's easy to move them. See, I put it there. Oh, I put it there. So it's really nice to move. Anyway, let's go back to the topic. Let's start with each dungeon. Let's start with Windrunner Spire. What do I run for this dungeon? For this dungeon, I run it like this, but I want to have Purge magic because in Windrunner, not Purge. I want to have Poison Totem because there's Spider that give poison, and there's some troll, I think, that casts poison, and if your teammate does not dispel, you want to have a way to dispel it because those poisons gonna hurt in hierarchy. So what I do here, I already have the special dispel. The special dispel for Windrunner Spire, it's for the two boss, the ghost and the hooker. There's those following had, you can dispel one and you can dispel the other one after. It's pretty useful for that fight, so I use it. So now you see my talent are full. Oh no, what do I do? Well, me personally, right now at this key level, I don't know, later I might struggle with mana, but right now I don't need mana, so I sacrifice Mana Spring, which recover mana every time I use Lava Burst or Riptide. It help you gain mana and stuff. If you have a problem with mana, keep this for sure. This is really helpful for mana management. and remove this Graceful Spirit. The one under Graceful Spirit, not the Spirit Walker Grace. You want that. This is just putting your Spirit Graceful Spirit Walker Grace 30-second less cooldown and increase your movement speed, which is nice, but it's not necessary. So you can remove this one. You can go place it in Poison Totem for those troll or spider that poison your friend. So this is my build for Windrunner Spire. Now, let's say we're going to the Nexus raid. Oh no, Nexus don't have Poison Totem. Well, don't need that, alright? It does have a special dispel to do. I can't remember what it is. I think it's oh yeah, it's on a hat. It gives a debuff that increases darkness damage, and you want to dispel that when somebody has 1 or 2 stack of it. So you do want your special improved Purify Spirit. And now you have a free point to put. Either you can put it in here, in Graceful, or you can put in Heart Elemental if you wish. Or even Wind Whale, the interrupt that reduces the casting of the damage of the spell damage taken of that hat if they cast a lot. But I noticed that this expansion, those casters don't cast as much as War Within, so I feel it's less useful to have this. So I would say just put it in Graceful Spirit. It's nice to have. You can pop your Spirit Walker Grace more often, which make you heal and move at the same time. It's pretty nice and key. There's a lot of movement to do. So yeah. And now let's go to Skyreach. Skyreach, yeah, I did not notice anything else beside Purge magic in Skyreach. I could be wrong. Like it's first week. Bear with me, guys. First, I'm not a professional. I only started to take note 2 days ago on dungeon on what I talent myself in and what each dungeon do. So bear with me. If I make any mistake or forget anything, I will say it in the comment. I will let you know. But for now, let's go with one I know. So for Skyreach, I want Purge. Why? Purge. What is Purge first? Purge, remove a magic on the enemy, which you can see on the nameplate of the enemy if you have that on. I would suggest to have that on always on. If you go in option, go in nameplate, and put always show nameplate. It does reduce a bit the immersion of the game because you always see nameplate everywhere when you say enemy, but it does help for key. So you can turn it off worldwide and just turn it on. For dungeon, I recommend it. But anyway, what I was trying to say, it's when you have something to purge. Sorry about that, my nose is full. It's spring. Those cold spring starting and stuff. Anyway, you can see the magic dispel you have to do on the enemy nameplate, which are not super intuitive. Blizzard, come on. Wikora before was I had a Wikora that was making flash when I had a dispel on the nameplate on someone. I missed that so much. But you still can see it on the normal nameplate. As you guys know, for those that know and follow me, I only use normal UI except that little circle you see in the middle of the screen in red or IO. So, yeah, you can see it. So what do I do for Skyreach? I don't need the Purify Spirit from what I remember. So I leave the Mana Spring and Graceful and I just put it in there. And then, yeah, this is my build for Skyreach. Now let's go to Pit of Saron. I did not notice any Poison Totem in Pit of Saron. And I did not notice any Purge. So the only thing I noticed is the improved Purify Spirit. I can't remember where it is. I feel it was a healing absorb to do, and this was dispelling it. But I feel you need this for Pit of Saron. Again, if I make any mistake or later on, I will do more key next week and even more key. I will improve it. I will put it in the comment or description. What to do, probably in the comments, gonna be easier, and I'll pin it so you can see if I did any mistake. But for now, yeah, this is my build for Pit of Saron. It goes pretty good. I like it. And yeah. Now, for Cavern, Maisara Cavern. One of the important thing in Maisara Cavern, it's really important. I did not notice any special dispel to do, but Purge is really important. Why? Because, you know, after the first boss, you're gonna enter a zone and there's plenty of skeleton. Those skeleton as a shield, you can dispel with Purge, which is really important, and I really recommend it. So you can like, and there's no cooldown on Purge, just global cooldown. So you can dispel, but be careful. Those skeleton that you dispel, every time you dispel one, they do AoE damage. So make sure to not dispel like 4 in a row. My recommendation is 2. Dispel 2, top up people, dispel 1, or let the DPS melt them down. Why you won't want to do this? First, they will die quicker. Yes, there's less AoE to do for the DPS. It can remove some cleave, but if there's, let's say, 5 skeleton and all the DPS just put down their shield all at the same time, it's gonna do a big explosion and everybody's gonna die. So I really recommend Purge for Maisara Cavern. And this is my build for Maisara Cavern. I did not notice any poison to dispel, and I did not notice any special. So as you see, I don't really move those talent around much. Just a little, but enough to do a difference. Let's give you an example of a dungeon that I could do something really different for the left spell. Let's say Academy. Academy, only thing I will recommend, it's the poison totem. Why? Because even though you don't really use poison totem in the entire dungeon, the first boss, the tree, you know, the giant tree boss, when you spawn those flowers and those flowers start attacking people, it can put a poison, a stacking debuff poison on people, mostly on the tank. Usually it goes on the tank if he's really good at keeping aggro, but sometimes DPS get it because they start bursting and tank have no time to take aggro. But that debuff stack really fast. If it's possible, stun them as soon as they spawn and start attacking, so it helps. So the DPS can just burn them down. But in really high key, those flowers gonna last very long. So you will want to have poison cleansing totem, because sadly, us shaman, we cannot dispel poison. And this will remove the stacking debuff. So like if, let's say, if the tank has 25 or 30 stack, it will be a really good time to pop it. So yeah, that's why I recommend it. So that's where I was gonna come from. If you think you don't need the poison totem because people are really good at stunning, or you have a good group, or the tank itself is a paladin, or you have a paladin in your group that can dispel poison and you trust him that he's gonna dispel him, then don't use poison totem. If you have somebody that can dispel this poison, like a paladin tank, anyone that can dispel, a druid, remove it. And you know what you do? You can either put it in here to have your ghost faster, or there's another thing you can do. You can, if your mana is fine, you can remove mana spring and put it in heart elemental, and also there. Why? First, earth elemental is always useful. It taunt enemy, and it can help if the tank dies, the time you B-res him, or if the tank's taking too much damage and you want the tank to have a little relief, it's good to have. And the other thing under, it's increase your health by 15%. It's basically a new personal cooldown for you, which Shaman don't really have anymore again, because Blizzard decided, you know, to remove that shield totem that we had in War with them. Yeah. That beautiful cooldown that I really miss, it's gone. So this gives you a new cooldown. I would say you don't really need that until hierarchy, like for now, 10, 11, I did not find myself like struggling at all. But once I reach those plus 16, plus 6, 17, because I know I'm gonna get there, I will probably want that for some fight. Now that the totem that gave you shield is gone, to survive some attack. Yeah, so you can do that. Or if you struggle with mana, you can remove Graceful, because this is really optional to make it faster and to make yourself faster and be able to pop more Spirit Grace Walker. But anyway, yeah. Now, let's go to Magister Terrace. Magister Terrace, there's one special thing. First, you want to have Purge, because there's enemy that put, especially in the first wave, there's enemy that put themselves a shield because they're disciplined priests, I guess, and you can remove that shield. Most of the time in lower key, DPS just burn it through, it doesn't matter, but I feel in high key, you're gonna want this to dispel them fast, so they will die faster and people will not have to deal with shield. So yeah, you want Purge magic, and this is usually how people will suggest to play Magister Terrace, but if you're like me and you have huge trust issue on Pog or your friend, either removes Graceful Spirit or Mana Spring. I remove Mana Spring for now because I don't struggle with mana. Maybe I will later and I will remove Graceful Spirit. And I put Tremor Totem. Why? Because in the second part, when everything goes dark, there's a had that do a cast that's called Terror. And this cast is pretty noticeable. It's a slow cast. It's easy to interrupt. But in Pog, some people don't know what's an interrupt, or there's too many interrupt to do like a big pull of 4 or 5 back, and there's like 5 terror, and your interrupt is down because shaman we're basically useless now this patch because we don't have a boop to boop them anymore. Or interrupt is 30-second. I should not complain. All the other healer don't have an interrupt, but still 30-second interrupt. It's so painful when you're been playing with a 12-second interrupt for 20 years of World of Warcraft. But anyway, if you have trust issue, use Tremor Totem. It can save life. If the cast terror or something goes on, it will fear everyone and everything's gonna go to shit. So if you see that the cast going, you don't have an interrupt available, nobody's interrupting it, pop Tremor Totem. It will dispel all the fear and you will be safe. But if you're with a group that you trust, or you play in high key, like 14, 15, 16, 17 goes up, I think you can remove that. Most people at that level know how to play, so you should not need it. But for low key, like let's say 12 and under, I would use Trimmer. I have trust issue. Yeah. So yeah. And I'm not saying that being a new player is bad. When I say Pog, don't interrupt, I have trust issue. No. It's normal to be a new player not knowing what's an interrupt. Don't feel bad if you don't know. This game is huge. It's been around for 20-something years. A lot changed as well if you're a coming back player. And, be nice to other people. Even if they don't know what they're doing, they don't know where to go, they butt pull by accident. Explain them, show them. Even if it's really frustrating, take a deep breath and put yourself in their shoes, how they must feel, because they loved it, they probably enjoy this game, then they maybe just don't know how to play. So either help them or be nice to them, because raging at people is never a solution, I think. And that's why I make those videos. Sorry, I'm taking a bit of your time. I make those videos to help either new players that are coming to the game and they are overwhelmed by all the stuff, and for returning player as well, like so much has changed if you compare this to, let's say, Pandaria, or let's say Wrath of the Lich King, or even Classic, or even Legion. Like every expansion now, it's really change it. And that's why I make those videos, to help people. And I enjoy it. So yeah, thanks for your time, guys. Sorry I took this time to say. And now, the last dungeon I want to talk about is Seat of Triumph. I did not do this dungeon much. I did it twice. I only did it as a 10 and a 7. So far, I did not notice much. Um, like I said this week, I only started to take note like 2 days ago on everything's happening in each dungeon. Um, I will update my note in the comment, or either make a new video like later on, or the next patch maybe, uh, like at 10.5, 12.5 or something like that. 12.0.5 or 0.7 once I really know. But from what I saw, Seed of Triumph does not seems to have anything to purge or dispel or poison. So you have a free talent to use however you want, either the Ghost Wolf Fast, Heart Elemental, or use both and remove one of that. But anyway, in general, that's how I spec myself for dungeon. It's been working good so far. I did not encounter any trouble. I did not do 12 so far. I will start, obviously, this week. This week on reset, the first reset, I will start doing 12, 13, and maybe 14. So I will be able to know what's gonna hurt and stuff, and I'll be able to maybe make some other video about what you should do in each dungeon. But for now, it's been working great, no trouble. One talent I really recommend on the right as well, it's Unleash Life. Um, why? Because our tier set relies on that now. Unleash Life is reduced by 3 seconds, or your direct healing is increased by 100%. It's really good, and each uh, Unleash Life, it's really helpful, especially with Healing Stream Totem or your thing. When this thing proc, the Storm Stream Totem, if you use it with it, it's really powerful. And I really recommend it. And the other thing is, yes, a lot of people use Ascendance. Ascendance, people just swear by that. And a lot of people don't understand why I use Healing Tide. Why? Because in Mythic Plus, in my opinion, as a Totemic Resto Shaman, you want to DPS, you want to Riptide most people as you can. And Healing Tide, just do his healing. While Ascendance, you have to cast stuff to make it work. And I found myself in Mythic Plus having to move a lot or DPS a lot, or just casting Riptide on people to make proc the Ascendance. You don't even technically need Ascendant, and since I don't use, and the bottom, as you notice, I don't use the Preeminence, which increase your when you're in Ascendance form Ace by 25%, which is why most people use this. So you have a big hero buff, kind of, when you use Ascendance. But it also works when it procs with this talent. Every time you cast a Riptide, you have a chance to turn into Ascendance for 6 seconds. And you're gonna have the 25% buff, which is great. It's really great. But me personally, for now, it might change over time. Right now, I like it this way. I like to pop my Healing Tide, and so far it's been healing good enough that I don't find any problem. And yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say. I might change this later on to Ascendance if I found myself struggling with healing. It's hard to say right now because I've been doing 10-11, but I have encountered really no problem. So for now, this is my talent for Mythic Plus. I'm not a professional again. Take this lightly. I did not follow any guide. This is just the way I play. Now let's go to raid. First, before we switch to raid, let's switch to raid. I'm a casual raider. I raid with an awesome team that we raid only once a week. For 3 hours, we clear. We try to get AOTC, and we're done for the season and the achievement run. Glory of whatever it is. And yeah, I don't do Mythic raid. it will be. I would like to do that, but I prefer spending time with my wife uh, at night because, yeah, you know, the reason I love Mythic Plus is you can do dungeon whenever you want with Pug, while Mythic Raid, it's really impossible almost to Pug. It's possible, but Raid, it's more you need communication and people that are used to play together. It's a bit different. Which you can say the same for Mythic Plus, really high key, but it's easier to Pog in Mythic Plus. Um, and I've always been a competitive player. Um, since Halo, in Halo 2 in my teenage year, I was a really good player. I was competing against semi-pro players sometime, and I was be able to keep up. Nowadays, I'm a shitty player. I still play Halo, by the way. I really love this game. I really hope it turns around and get better. Uh, and the Halo Infinite was okay. But anyway, that's not the point. I was gonna say I found Mythic Plus. I wanted to. I love WoW. I really love WoW. It's a bit out of topic, more personal again. Sorry, I'm taking more of your time. Oh, I make those videos way too long. I love WoW, but I have a competitive side in me that needs something hard to do, something that I'm proud to achieve, or to show off. Yes, I like to show off my achievement and stuff that I can accomplish. I'm not gonna deny that. And I found Mythic Plus, and I found the joy in it. And what I like about it, it's that I can play whenever I want, and I can play during the day and enjoy my time with my wife at night. So it's like perfect. Anyway, let's go back to it. We're still in the talent build section. Now we're on raid section of the talent build. The talent build in my raid, even though I just said I'm a casual player, that's where I was gonna go from. I'm a casual raider. I don't do mythic, and I only raid once a week. I parse pretty fucking good. If you go on the Warcraft logs, go see Maceventura. Um, just check Void Spire and the new one boss raid. I think I'm in most of the boss 90 to 100% in each parts. And so I think I do pretty decently. I'm not saying I'm a pro or anything, but this is how I spec myself for raid. I don't really change any of that. Uh, as you notice, I do use Ascendance for raid because I pop way more Riptide on people. I try to keep 5 or 6 Riptides so it proc more often, and I do use this because it proc more often, so I get the 25% buff more often, which give me more healing. I do in raid also. I changed the amplification core because to oversurge because people in raid just stay in your healing range more and it just do more healing and it's more worth it. And the same here. Here I use the pulse capacitor, like I said earlier, because people stay more in your healing surge totem and they get more healing instead of the permanent buffs. So this is a bit different for dungeon raid. I leave this all the same for all the boss except one, the dragon boss. The dragon boss. If you found yourself in a group where the dragon can fear if you stay in the fear, and people struggle with that, you can save some mismanagement of that. Just remove spirit graceful spirit and put tremor totem. Do not remove mana spring for raid. For dungeon is fine, but for raid you really need that. You need your mana, trust me. So you want this, and you just pop your tremor totem on the dragon boss. If like you see the breaths coming in the group, pop it. You just save a round of people getting fear everywhere. But beside that, it's always like this. I don't touch any of that for raid. For now. Again, if I do any change in this department, I will tell you. And for now, this is how I play for raid. And that's it for talent. That's how I talent myself, and I hope that was useful. Let me know in the comment if you have any question. I will be happy to help. Now, let's see the second most important thing in people ask for. The stat. Because yes, I didn't notice. I need a drink. I'm really thirsty. Root beer. And no, this is not an ad. I didn't notice a lot of people always try, what are my best stat? And people just check online. They say, okay, my best stat is crit, let's say crit and verse. So they just focus on those two things. Wrong. Well, maybe depend on the class, but for me, Shaman, and this is, I did not follow any guide. I could be so stupidly wrong and I handicap myself. But for Shaman, what I try to do, for key, let's start for key, the stat for key, because they're a bit different. I try to aim crit between 25 to 30% usually. Now, right now, my stats are not optimal because, it's season 1. It's the beginning of season 1, so I don't have all the gear that I want, and I have way too much mastery. But I want to have at least 25% of crit, at least 10 to 12% of ace. Mastery, I don't want any of that in key. You don't need mastery in key at all. It's useless. You don't need that. So never use anything that's mastery if possible. If you have a gear or two with mastery, it's fine. But because you want at least 20 to 30% mastery, right now I have way too much. I wish I could remove at least 30% of mastery and distribute it to other stuff. And verse, I would like to be between 15 to 20%, especially 20% for hierarchy. Because, verse give you more healing and as well more way to live through thing. And since Shaman only have Astral Shift to save yourself now, you do want at least 15 to 20% of verse. I'm not really happy with my current stat. Um, so don't copy those. But I'm telling you, crit at least 25 to 30%. Ace 10 to 12. Mastery as low as you want, as you can. And verse 15 to 20. 20 optimal, 15 okay, 18 is good. So this is what I will aim for Mythic plus stat. For Raid, it's a bit different. I will try to aim at more mastery for sure, like 60 to 70, which I mean, I have 71, but I'm not really happy. I would prefer to have 50, at least 20% crit. The way I build myself toward crit. There's other build out there, I'm sure. Uh, I know Farseer use more haste than crit. If you're a Farseer, don't watch this video. Skip this video. This is for Totemic. Totemic don't really rely on haste much. If you have 10 to 12%, you're fine. Um, we rely on a totem mostly and unleash life. So yeah, and for verse, for raid, I would say between 10 to 15. So for raid, you do want to focus on mastery and crit, I would say. If you have at least 10 to 15% verse. And again, raid, I play really casually. I'm probably saying bullshit for raid, but that's what I think for raid it should be. But for my Mythic Plus stat that I said, I think I'm pretty accurate. 25 to 30% crit is good. 10 to 12% haste is good. Mastery, let's say 30 to 40% is good. And verse 15 is okay. 18 is good. And 20 is optimal. So yeah, this would be good for the stat. The stat part is over. Now, I'm gonna talk. We're still in the stat part, but for Enchant. Um, if you found yourself you lack versatility, go ahead and enchant and gem yourself. Like, put some verse and crit, or when you reach the amount of verse you want, change the enchant for like, let's say, I don't know, you're missing verse. You want more verse, put more verse. You want more crit, put more crit. There's never enough crit. But if you found yourself you have like 7% haste, you're like, whoa, my caster slow because 7% will be low. You do want maybe a bit of haste, but it's not gonna happen. You don't really gonna need haste, I would say, as a Totemic Shaman. But yeah, play around with your enchant. There's nothing wrong to go with for enchant. Um, I do follow Wowhead for enchant mostly, for those that are like shoulder or chest and stuff like that. But for the ring and neck, ring, stuff you can choose the enchant of the stat you want to put that. I just go with what I need in stat. And it's the same thing for the helm. Example, for key, you will want to have the avoidance, not the leech. And yeah, same thing for the shoulder. Leech or avoidance. Leech for raid, avoidance for key. But right now, since every enchant are freaking expensive because it's the season one, I just put leech, so it's fine for key. And for the key level, I do and raid. But later, when the expansion, the enchant goes down, I will switch every time. When I do Mythic Plus, I will put avoidance on my helm and shoulder, and when it's raid time, I will put leech. Because yeah, you need avoidance for key, for a higher key level for sure. This is my house, by the way. I did not decor really inside yet, but I'm pretty happy with it. I tried to make like a tree. Anyway, I got distracted. Now that we talk about that, if you want to ask me about trinket, no, I'm not gonna answer because I have no idea what I'm doing with trinket. So far, I found the Crucible of Erratic Energy, which you get in the campaign, being so freaking good. Like, I even changed this trinket that I was using, the narrow thing, for this. Because, look, it gives intellect first. The equip can give crit, leech, and movement speed. It's really OP. This trinket is fine. It's just something I'm gonna use while I get a better one, but for now, I use that. So for trinket, I'm not gonna do any guide. I don't know yet. I'll be honest. But I do like this trinket a lot so far, and yeah, just check the people on the Redder.io website or what the top player are using for trinket, and you shall have a pretty good idea. Or the Murlock.io website. Murlock.io website, it's a new website that you can select the spell of the top talent of the top player. So if you're looking for a better Totemic Resto Shaman than me that has higher score, because there's plenty, just go on Murlock.io and you can look at the way they're built um, and stuff. But if you like what I do, the way I play, you're in the perfect place. So now, I think this is over. This is the way I build myself for key and the raid for now. This is subject to change. But for now, I'm happy with this. I'm happy with this build. I'm not happy with my stat. But I told you what stat I'm aiming for. And the mistake that a lot of people do with stat is to always focus on two, and I feel they should put a soft cap on each stat to optimize every department of stat that you really need. Some classes are different, but this is for Totemic Resto Shaman, which don't have a lot of people in there. So yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. I'm sorry this video took longer than I was expecting. Like usual, I'm really bad at this, and this is no editing at all. If you have any question, feel free to tell it in the comment, and I will be happy to help you the best as I can. And like and subscribe if you like this video. It's really helpful, any subscribe and like you give, to grow the channel. And I really like what I do, and thanks for all your support, all. And I'll see you in those either key video or live stream. Thanks, guys. Have a nice day.